Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. It is early in the morning. Happy Friday. I hope that you guys are having a good day so far. It's like friggin' 39 degrees right now. I have not taken a shower as usual. It's just because when I'm ready to record, I look like shit, okay? But when I don't look like shit, I'm like not in a, I don't know. Anyway. Hi, I have ADHD, so I may not focus today. I don't know. Anyway, so I've kind of been MIA on on YouTube because you guys, I have a lot going on and it's just really hard to talk about. I think that the internet is a place where a lot of people come and they fabricate their lives and they, make it seem like their life is so perfect, and I don't do that. And I instead share my real life, and my life is not perfect. I got a whole bunch of stuff I'm trying to go through. I'm a trauma survivor. I'm a domestic violence survivor. I'm recovering addict. I'm a single mom. I'm raising a child on the spectrum, and I'm doing it all alone. I don't got no family. My life is a lot different from, like the normal life that you guys might be used to watching, like, pretend life, like, oh, look at our beautiful mansion, and look at our perfect kitchen, and look at our perfect house that nobody uses because we need it perfect for the videos. And that's just not me, obviously. So anyway, sometimes it discourages me from like recording because I'm like, dude, But anyways, you guys, today is November, I think the 17th. I made a cup of coffee and like I freaking forgot to pour myself some. So that freaking sucks. Damn it. That was such a freaking perfect pot. Grr. Sorry. I need to comb my hair. I need to get my hair done. Everything. But anyway, what was I saying? Okay, so anywho, you guys, so I'm gonna try to talk a little bit about what's going on with my kids. And if you guys are not familiar with the situation, it might be sensitive. It's a sensitive subject, so I don't want anybody to be triggered because, I'm going to mention abuse and domestic violence. So if you guys don't want to hear about that, please click out of the video right now. But my kids are 8 and 10 and 4, and the older two, they've seen a lot, with their dad and and they were very young when we separated. We've been separated for 7 years. And before we separated, my kids, sorry, I'm so tired. Before we separated, you guys, my kids were, my son was not even 1 yet when we separated. And then, like, we ended up, I think, getting back together, and I think it was very short-lived. So I think that they were both 2 and 3 when we, like, officially. I can't remember with times and dates and years and none of that because I have ADHD and, like, I can't remember anything ever. And not just that, but I don't, yeah. I can't remember. When it comes to numbers and shit, like, oh my gosh, it's weird. Other things I can remember perfectly, but anyway, so they were small, and when we separated, like, I literally had to go live in a domestic violence battered women's shelter, which, like, for the normal person who's not ever had any trauma or like drama or anything in their life, like, that's not me. But like, imagine like having to take your 2 babies into a shelter that is literally made of concrete, and it's almost like a jail cell. Like, that's exactly what I felt like. I've never been to jail, but anyway, it's almost like that. Like, I would picture what jail would be like concrete floors and shit. And it just was a really, bad time in our life. And so we would have to, like, we had to follow all their rules. And it wasn't like normal, like, house rules. It was like very different rules because this is a shelter. And like, whenever we'd take a shower, we would always have to do certain things. You'd have to wait if you wanted to do anything. Have to ask permission for stuff. You'd have to ask permission for every single thing. It was just different. You know, if you wanted to eat, if you wanted to sit down, if you wanted to go in the living room, you'd have to ask permission, you'd have to ride on a board. There were certain things that we had to do, and Nico was literally out of control. Like, when I say out of control, I mean out of control. And hello, like, this child had just witnessed all this freaking abuse, and you know, it was just a lot. Like, we all have ADHD, and ADHD, like, it's different for everybody, but you know, it can definitely make a child climb off the wall, but so can CPTSD. They both mimic each other. So anyways, I feel like it's a combination of both. Anyway, so when I was at that shelter, Nico would always strangle me, like, in front of people, like, wherever we were. Like, he'd, like, grab me by my neck and start choking me. And, you know, because that's just what he's seen. And so, like, if that tells you anything about, like, what it was like, you know. And when we lived with his dad, like, we would have to wake up and be super quiet. We couldn't be loud in the whole, it could be 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I'd have to be whispering, because if the kids dare made a noise, he would wake up and start screaming and cussing, like, what the fuck, Jamie, I'm trying to sleep, fucking bitch, you know, start cussing me out, like, for me letting his kids play at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, and it was scary. It was so scary. I remember dreading waking up, like, in the morning, because he'd be going to bed when I'd be waking up if he went to bed. And it was just hell, you know. I didn't let him be around the kids using for long, because when he was using, like, I kicked him out, and, you know, I told him, like, go get help, but he just would always end up using again. Anyways, the kids had to witness a lot, and if you guys know anything about my backstory and my history, my testimony, I really didn't know about anything at all. I didn't know how to be a mom. I'm friggin' shit. You know, I didn't know about anything because I never seen a stable home ever in my life. I never got to actually, like, see, like, a real stable home. I don't know, even in foster care, I feel like, because I feel like they kind of were putting on a facade for everybody, that, like, all the foster kids. But anyway, that's just how I feel. Like, so in my mind, it's always been chaotic. Like, I've never known stability. I have really bad abandonment issues. I have all kinds of freaking problems mentally because of all the shit that's gone on. So, you know, for other people that do know consistency and, like, normalcy, they would have probably immediately done things differently than I would have done with this situation. But I was very young. I didn't know, you know, I didn't really know what to do. I think I was 24 years old. So, and keep in mind, I had, like, literally 6 kids by the time I was 26 years old, and didn't know how to take care of none of them. Like, I didn't know shit about being a parent. Like, my mom and dad didn't teach me shit. They were not good parents. They were both drug addicts. You know, it's just not okay. Anyways, you guys, and so because the kids were the way they were, I've had them in therapy since they were really young. You know, like, I had my son in therapy. Like, I had to have him in, like, crisis therapy, because, like I said, he was strangling me. You know, he was fucking choking me and punching me, hitting me, kicking me, calling me bitch. You know, my little 2-year-old kid was doing this, you know. And, you know, you may think, oh, 2-year-old, no, it hurt. Like, it was traumatic, because not only did I just get out of this horrible relationship, but now I had to go through this shit with my toddler. And kids were normal, were like, whoa, you know, which I get. I get it. But at the same time, it was a real lot for me. So anyways, same thing, like Nevaeh, she was not, like, you know, thank God, violent or combative like that. But when we went to the shelter, little poor Nevaeh, we're just sitting there, you know, in the shelter trying to get help, and some fucking perpetrator, you know, comes and ruins our life even further, you know. So we just have gone through so much shit, you know, and I feel like I am trying my hardest. I'm doing the best that I can. And I am, like, I really am, you know, like, I know that I'm confident in that. Those around me, which very few people, but I'm resourceful. I've contacted other agencies, you know, because there's a lot of, like, places that have certain services. Maybe it's not a lot because like mental health is very much lacking. But anyway, I'm resourceful, and I've tried so hard to make sure like that my kids are getting the right care that they need, that they're in the right therapies, that I'm doing the right things. And so, gosh, it's just been a real challenge. Yeah. So with that being said, I have been a huge mess, like with everything, because I'm trying to juggle my life with all my freaking shit, my therapy, all that. And then on top of that, trying to juggle, being a mom, being a single mom, which is not easy for even any single parent. Like, it's not easy with just one kid, try 3. Like, it's a lot. And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, it is a lot, and life is not easy right now. And like, I just know that sometimes that just happens. Like, you'll have periods of life where it is crazy and hectic, and then I'll have periods of life where it's like, it's not, but I've been going through all this by myself, and the thing is although Nevaeh and Nico's dad is a drug addict, in active addiction, I should say, because I'm not saying he's a drug addict, so the fuck am I. But when my brain is not right, my brain is not like a normal brain. My executive functions, my things are not normal. So that's why I tended, if that's even a word, to always go with these men who would beat me because in my brain I always would say they could change. It's not their fault. It's their parents' fault. They're not like, whatever. I would always find some reason like that it was going to be better, So with their dad, he would write me letters, in the beginning, in the very beginning, I thought maybe he would change, and so he would write me letters and he'd be like, Jay, I swear I'm going to get out. I'm going to do good. Like, I'm reading the Bible every single day and I'm a changed man. And I'm so sorry I put you through this. I'm so sorry I put the kids through this. Please forgive me. Please find it in your heart to forgive me, this and that. And right away I was like, no problem, Robert. Sure. And thank God he was in prison for 3 freaking years, because after 3 years I was like, what am I thinking? Like, oh my gosh, like, who knows? But anyway, either way, you guys, always in my mind, I still, even till, not now, but like literally till the beginning of the year, I thought maybe he's going to change. Like, maybe he's going to see his kids, in photos, and maybe he's going to be like, oh my gosh, like, this is it. Like, I need to get my shit together. And when he got out of prison, I went and picked him up and gave him a ride to drop him off, which I knew instantly. Like, at that point, I was like, yeah, there's no fucking way he's going to change. He wants to go straight to the casino. I'm like, dude, you literally have no money. You're just fresh out of prison and you want to go to the casino? Like, you're not going to freaking get sober. Like, there's no way. Anyway, but my point is that for so long, I kept thinking somebody was going to come and save me. Like, and do not get me wrong, like, I've saved myself in many ways, but just life is overwhelming right now, and it's a lot. And I am in therapy, they're in therapy, I'm doing every fucking thing that I can imagine. Like, I am doing everything. Like, ask me what I'm not doing, okay? Because I'm trying everything. Like, this is something that is super serious to me, because I don't want to be like my mom. I don't want to be like my dad. They failed me my whole life, and I don't want that for my kids, So it's hard to make videos when you're going through some serious shit, because how do you tell anybody, that your life is not perfect, that your life is chaos, like, not every day, but day to day, it's a lot. Like, a day for me right now with all these health problems is a lot. Like, it's very difficult. It's not, before these health problems, I really feel like, man, I was like at my highest. Like, I was at my best, like my best weight. I was at my best health. I was doing so much better and physically so fit. And now I'm like, dude, I am like, oh, it's crazy. But anyways, you guys, I'm not going to keep on fucking jabbering. I'm going to try to keep this under 20 minutes. So right now I've enrolled into this another parenting program, and it's actually for victims of domestic violence. And so hopefully this can help us, because, you know, now my kids are older. Now they're really remembering shit. Now they're really trying to tell me about stuff. And, you know, it's hard. How do you explain to kids, you know, like about certain things? You know, my daughter is just, you know, both of them, but my son has a lot of anger inside of him toward his dad, and I'm just really going through a lot. So please pray for us, you guys. I really appreciate it. One thing that I know that, you know, is for sure is that no matter what the situation is, I know that God has some kind of plan, and I know, like, whatever this is just the beginning, and I know, like, the ending is not going to end up like this. I'm confident of that. God has brought me through so much crazier stuff that I know, like, this is a walk in the park, you know? Although when it's happening, it really doesn't feel like it. Like when you're trying to juggle 3 kids, take them to wrestling, take them to gymnastics, all alone with no support, can't tell nobody nothing, can't talk to nobody, literally have nobody to talk to at all, nobody. You're all alone. It's hard as hell. Like, it is. I wouldn't wish this on nobody. Mia's dad, he doesn't do shit except for shell out money. That's it. He does not do any discipline, no nothing. And yes, it's nice to drive a brand new car, but at the same time, like, gosh, man, it's so hard when you want to try to talk to your kid's father and say, hey, I really wish you could work with me. And their immediate response is, I never do that. What? To anything you say, hey, can you please not do this? Hey, like, I'm trying to do things differently with my kids. And their immediate response is, what? Denying everything. Like, it's so hard. Nobody could have prepared me for this shit. Now, hello, like, don't have sex with people. Don't get pregnant. Like, wear protection. Go get birth control. Like, this is huge. Like, oh my gosh, do not end up like me. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't love my kids. I'm just saying, you guys, I had multiple kids before I was ever even fucking grown up. With ADHD, they say you're not even, like, your brain stops developing like 25, even 27, 20, even up. So for me, like, you guys, I was literally always been a little girl in my mind because I never fucking grew up. I never grew up. How could I grow up when I never, how do you grow up when you don't know how to grow up? Like, tell me that. Tell me. You know, there's people that say it's common sense. No, I beg to differ. You don't have common sense if you don't fucking have it, okay? If you've literally only seen dysfunction and chaos your entire life, that's all you know. You know, I work my ass off every single day to not be like my mom and to not be like my dad, you know? Anyways, you guys, I gotta go into Walmart. We have a dinner tomorrow, and I'm, like, I'm not sure if the kids are getting sick. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to go. I have no freaking idea. Super freaking stressful, and I've just had so much stuff go on, you guys, and I got all excited because their dad, I guess, got prisoner checks, and so he claimed IRS or whatever, and I was all excited, like, maybe this might be able to help me because, hello, I need help. I have to pay for wrestling. I have to pay for this. I have to pay for that. And guess what? He was like, he said, the IRS said, oh, it's going to be 6 months before we can release the money. I'm like, of course it's going to be 6 months. Of course. So with that being said, if you guys would like to help support me, I'm selling cookies, macarons, and macarons are gluten-free just in case, but they're not sugar-free. They have a lot of freaking sugar. Macarons, chewy gingerbread. I have an entire list on Jamie Rose Wilson Facebook. Jamie/Rose. That's the one I had to make. Okay, there's a whole freaking list. And add that page if you can. Okay, appreciate it. And the other thing is that cupcakes, plain or like decorated or undecorated, for you to do like an activity with your kids with sprinkles. It will come with frosting, cookies, undecorated or decorated. All kinds of shit, okay? Vegan, paleo, keto, I can do it all, okay? Just message me. I can freaking ship. Please message me if you need them because I need support, okay? I really, really do. I've only got a few orders and life is freaking hard. Christmas is next month. I have 3 kids and I really don't want to have to ask no fucking buddy for not shit, okay? I really, really don't. But with that being said, I'm going to leave the Amazon wish list. Jesus help us. It's just for a pair of freaking shoes for my kid. If you can help me, cool. If not, cool. Please don't start complaining. Oh my gosh, she's asking for stuff that she knows. I knew she would. I knew it. because people out there like want to see me fail, and it's crazy. Lastly, I will have 6 years sober next month, you guys. God bless.